Let's talk a little bit about that damage that we have to deal with here in society as a result of abortion. One of the first things we have to understand as we consider the damage that's been done by abortion and what it is that has to be healed is that we don't know the full extent of the damage. Now, in the battle over abortion, a lot of the arguments do revolve around, well, how harmful really is this so-called choice? What damage does it do to the woman, to the father, to society, to children who survive, to all of us? And some will claim to know the extent of the damage. Some will claim to say, well, the damage is only limited to this certain percentage of women, or only a minimal number of people suffer the physical or the psychological after effects of this procedure. One of the first things we have to be very clear about in our own minds and hearts is that the answer to the question, what is the extent of the damage that abortion has done? The answer is nobody knows. What we do know is that the more we look, the more we find. The deeper we dig, the more damage we uncover. The further down this road we go of having the practice of abortion on demand in our country and in our world, the more we learn about the many facets of damage and harm that this procedure has done. But for anybody to try to limit that damage, for anybody to try to say, here it is where it goes and it goes no further, they are either not telling the truth or they simply don't know what they're talking about. We have no idea of the full extent of the damage. You'll hear, as you read about the damage abortion does, of the report that President Ronald Reagan asked his Surgeon General, C. Everett Koop, to prepare regarding the impact of abortion on women's health. Now, sometimes you'll hear about this from the pro-abortion group because they'll try to say that the Surgeon General reported back to the president that there was no damage resulting to women from abortion. But that's not what the Koop report said. In fact, in order to understand what the Koop report really did say, you might call it the Koop non-report. Because what the Surgeon General said was not that there isn't any negative after effect of the abortion procedure. What he said was we haven't adequately examined the extent of the damage. He knew that there was post-abortion harm, so did the president, and so do all of us. But what the Surgeon General said at that time, unfortunately, is still true today. He recommended that the government conduct more extensive studies into how much damage abortion has done to women's health. He said, we have not yet invested the adequate time and resources and money into the kinds of comprehensive studies that would have to be done. And that remains true today. We know and we interact with many different researchers who do in fact come up with important studies about the after effects of abortion. For example, if you look at afterabortion.org, the website of the Elliott Institute, you'll see posted there regularly new studies that are coming out all the time, talking about the physical as well as emotional wounds of abortion, the added risks that it brings to women and to families. But although these researchers are doing these individual studies all the time, we still have not conducted the research on a national level to the extent that we need to do in order to really get a full and accurate picture of how harmful abortion is. So don't let anybody tell you that they know the limits of the extent of the damage.